Hey guys, Welsknight here, and welcome back to another episode of FTB Pyramid Reborn. I hope you guys are having an awesome day. I'm having a fantastic day. I'm blind, apparently. Last episode I needed an ender pearl, and they were in there, and I walked past that thing about 20 billion times. But you guys let me know. It's okay. Excuse me? Please go in. There we go. So I want to do a couple quick things right off the bat, and then I think I want to make a mob farm today. A proper one. Not this sort of like messed up one that we've got over there. And then obviously we have a larger mob farm down there, but that's also not exactly what we're looking for. We're looking for like a proper, fully automated one that will collect us all sorts of mob drops, including ender pearls and many other things. So let's just grab a couple things. I think it was, let's see, 2 brewing stands, a mana pearl. What else goes into this thing? 2 gold ingots and 4 living stone. Okay. And I have no living stone. Okay, well, that's fine. We'll just grab, you know what? Let's just grab a stack of that. Grab 2 of these. And we'll just put these over here to start turning these into the stone that we actually need, because then this will give us the alchemy catalyst, and we can use the alchemy catalyst to get all sorts of wonderful things that we don't have access to right now. Changing flowers into other flowers, changing leather in, or flesh into leather, saplings into other types of saplings, seeds and other types of seeds, etc., etc., etc. There's a lot of benefits here, and it will basically give us access to a bunch of materials and stuff like that that we just don't have right now. So I think this is well worth it. Netherwort as well. That's quite useful. But anyway, we'll let that thing go for a little while. The next thing I want to do is I want to make the drawer controller over there. And I was looking through my chests, and I actually had some rice seeds. So I planted them, and they grew. None of these are fully grown at the moment because I just planted them a couple minutes ago. I bone mealed a couple. But basically, you can get rice from those, and then you put the 3 rice into a crafting window like this, or maybe it's like this. It's something like that. And then those will turn into rice dough. And then 4 rice dough can be combined with a water bucket to make rice slime balls, which are essentially slime. So that saves us a bit of a headache as well. Because in order to make the drawer controller, I thought for the drawer controller you needed pistons. Maybe it was, no, I remember what it was that we needed the pistons for. It was the solderer. Yeah. Okay. Well, either way, we're going to want to make that too. So let's just grab a few things here. Let's grab some of this and a few more stacks of that as well. What else do we need for the drawer controller? Stone, couple of comparators. Okay, that's actually not that bad. Yeah, that should be basically everything. Okay, so we're gonna need 3 redstone torches for each. Let's make 6 of those. Let's make 2 comparators. And then I need 1 drawer and 1 diamond. And I should have, yeah, I've got like 230 some diamonds, so that's plenty. There we go. Now we have a drawer controller. We can put that there. And then when we want to put all of this stuff away, we just have to right click on the drawer controller instead of all the other crazy stuff. And that's great. So next, let's go ahead and make a bunch of this quartz enriched iron. Like so. Let's look at our solderer. We need to make 2 pistons, and then we can combine those with the rice slime balls to make sticky pistons, and then there we go. We have our solderer. And next, I want to go ahead, that's a creative controller. I want the regular controller. So we need a machine casing. We're going to need some silicon, which I think... Okay, just smelt quartz. That's pretty straightforward. You know what? I'm actually even just going to grab a whole stack of quartz and smelt it, because that'll be simple. Just toss that in there, let that get going. And by now, this stuff should have turned into living rock. Yeah. Good. And I've got... I have vein miner or ore excavation or whatever you want to call it, so I should probably remember to use it. Anyway, so next we want to do the alchemy catalyst, and that's like so. Just grab one bit of dirt here just in case. And we want this guy. Oh, I actually had a whole thing under here. Didn't even realize it. We're going to put that right here. And now this thing is the alchemy catalyst. So now I can turn this into other stuff. We can toss things in. So I could turn like redstone into glowstone, or, you know, oak planks. Well, oak planks aren't a thing, but there's a number of different things we can make using that, as I talked about earlier. So at this point, I think we're ready to get into some kind of basic refined storage stuff. Now, I don't remember if the solderer will run on RF, but there's only one way to find out. You know what? Looking at the flux ducts, I'm going to go out on a limb and say the solderer does not run on RF at all. So we're going to probably need to hook up a drawer controller, and then we can, you know, take care of it from there. So let's see. Drawer, or we need a controller first. Here we go. So I'm going to need another diamond. Oh, I can't wait until we have this properly set up so I don't need to run back and forth all the time. There we go. Controller, please. Lovely. So now we have our controller. We can put that here for the moment, and I can just put the solderer right next to it. Oh, you know what? Another thing I didn't even think of. Oh, maybe not. I thought this petrified fuel generator also generated essence. I guess not. Maybe I'm thinking of a different machine. Anyway, whatever. So we've got our solderer now. So for the quest over there, we need to make a crafting grid, I think? I'm pretty sure it's the crafting grid. Let's just go check to make sure. But yeah, crafting grid, and then that'll give us mushrooms, and I think that's platinum. I'm pretty sure that's platinum. So we're going to need, realistically, 2 crafting grids, because I want one for myself, and then one to give to the quest gods, or whatever. So let's look at the crafting grid. Crafting grid is going to require a regular grid. I'm going to need a number of these silicon things. So I'm going to start turning those. And I guess, well, that stuff is all turning. Let's go and start working on this farm that I'm planning. So, there's a few things we're going to need for this. First of all, we're going to need... Oh, that's so nice to be able to do that. We're going to need a ton of fans. And those are from mob grinding utilities. They're not super hard to make. Stone slabs, iron, redstone. Blocks of redstone, I should say. So let's just grab a few stacks of iron. Let's grab some of these and turn maybe half a stack plus 1, something like that. And then let's just start making fans. So basically, these will push mobs for 6 blocks. You can upgrade them. It is possible. But you need feathers to make all of the fan upgrades for like how far they push stuff. So I don't think we want to do that. So I'm thinking, I don't know exactly how big I want this to. Well, yeah, I do. We're going to want it to be 13 blocks wide. So we need 13 plus 2 for the bottom side. And then probably just like 1 to push stuff down. So actually, I think 16 is like exactly the number we need, as sort of surprising as that is. Then we're going to need, well, ideally, I would like to do this with like 1 lever. What do I have for redstone options here? Because I know there's, you know, obviously there's vanilla redstone, but do we have like redstone conduits? No. Redstone paste isn't in here. I mean, there's redstone coil, but that's not really what I'm looking for. We could do redstone transmitters and receivers, which is basically like wireless redstone. That wouldn't be that difficult, I think. And really, I would need like 2 of them, maybe. Basically what I'm thinking here is I want to be able to press a button and turn off the farm, right? So I know for sure I'm going to want at least 2 levers. Yeah. And then I think, I mean, some of the redstone bits we can probably figure out on our own without too many difficulties. Maybe we should just focus on getting the farm in place first, and then we can worry about the redstone afterwards. The other thing, too, is that we obviously need a way to kill the mobs. So I need a mob masher right here. And this guy is also fairly easy to make. It's basically a bunch of iron and a little bit of diamond and stuff. So let's go mob masher. First, wow, a couple of iron swords. Let's see, we need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We need 8 swords. So we'll make 8 of those. There we go. And then 2 of these. 1 block of redstone. There we go. There's our mob masher. And this thing does pretty much exactly what you'd expect. When provided with the redstone signal, it turns on and it hurts things. That's that's what it does. I mean, if you didn't guess from the name, it's a mob killing thing. Now, before anybody asks, because I'm sure somebody's going to ask, why don't you just use the grinder from Draconic Evolution, or the whatever the mob killing thing is from Industrial Foregoing? Those all require power. The advantage of doing it this way is that I can run the entire thing off of basically a redstone signal and not have to worry about any sort of like power restrictions or any of that kind of stuff. So that's basically the plan. Now, last but not least, I need some sort of vacuum hopper, or better yet, let's see, not extra utilities. Why am I drawing a blank on this right now? Actually, additions. That's the mod I was thinking of. We need the ranged collector right here, which is also going to require 2 ender pearls. And unfortunately, I only have 2 more ender pearls. But once this farm is up and running, we should get plenty of ender pearls. At least that's the hope. So I am going to spend my last 2 ender pearls to do this. Because the ranged collector is really what we need. So let's see. We need to make... Need some of those. I need a couple of sticks. There we go. Let's just do ranged. That way I can find it easily. We need to make an iron casing. We need to make a regular hopper. And then we also need a void crystal. And I'm not I know I made void crystals at one point. I think I still have some left. Let's just double check and make sure. Yeah, there we go. And we'll toss that guy down like so. And then let's just test this thing out. So basically, this is a block that will pick things up. What it does not do is automatically output them or anything along those lines. So what I need to double check and find out here is, will it work? We do that. Okay. So what should happen is if I throw this on the ground... Oh, I need to give it a... let's see. Pulse. Does it need a redstone signal? Maybe? Whitelist. To let all items through an empty blacklist can be looted. Yeah, there we go. So now... Yeah, there we go. So now it's working. And that got sucked out and pulled into here. So if I toss this stuff on the ground... Yep, that totally worked. And then here's the real test. If I build a wall between them, and I throw this stuff on the ground... Yes, good. So it pulls stuff between blocks. And that's what that's why I want to use the range collector over like a vacuum hopper or something like that, is that none of the item entities can get stuck on the mob masher. Okay, so I think this is basically all the components that we need. I just need to build the actual thing. And that is going to take me a little while. I'm going to have to go down there. I'm going to have to probably tear basically that whole thing down, rebuild it, all that kind of good stuff. So, let me get to it, guys. It's going to take me a little bit. I'll come back to you with a progress update in just a minute. All right, guys. I am back. The mob farm is all done. And we actually have enough stuff now to make 3 elevators. So... assuming that this works as I think it's going to, we should be able to basically just put that guy right there. I'm going to break that real quick. We'll break that one real quick as well, just to be on the safe side. And then when we come all the way down here, I think we can put an elevator here and it'll be able to allow us to just go up and down. So let's test that. If I break this guy out and I put this here. Oh, that's a beautiful thing. Okay. So then we can vein mine this whole giant thing. Ladders falling like everywhere. But that's fine. So that's good. And then ultimately we'll want to do the same thing here. So let's just kind of come down, break that out, put an elevator there. And then we can essentially vein mine that one too. You know what? Just to be safe. I'm pretty sure I don't need to break that block, but I'm going to do it anyway, just because. Okay. So now we have an infinitely better way of getting up and down. Oh, that's glorious. Okay, so let's take a look at this mob farm now, and we can just break that one as well, because we don't need these big giant ladder pillars anymore, and now I can get up and down a little bit easier. It's going to drive me a little bit insane that this isn't centered, but whatever, it's fine. So here's the mob farm. It's all working. Wow. Holy cow, this thing is, like, insanely fast. We're gonna have to do something about this, actually. Do we have a trash can? We do. Okay, so I'm gonna need to make some filters, because this is, like, there's a lot of junk in here that we don't want. We don't want all these bows, we don't want all the leather tunics and armor, and we only want this to have actual mob drops. There are 9 slots Okay, I think we can do this, but this is, like, absurdly fast. Let's take a look at the inside of this. I'm not gonna, like, you know what? Let's just, game mode spectator. There we go. So I'm just gonna pop in here so you guys can see what's actually going on. Basically, these things will push 6 blocks, but the 6th block is the problem. So, I had to kind of tweak it a little bit, but basically we've got 5 blocks of spawning area, and stuff can technically spawn in this little chunk here as well. And then we've got fans that push everything to the grinders here, and it's all good. We're not picking up any experience at the moment, I don't think, but we can maybe add something to do that in the future, pick up a vacuum hopper or something. But basically we got 2 platforms, 3 mob grinders altogether. Each row has, 13 fans, and then there's 3 fans here, 3 fans here, 3 fans here, and 3 fans in each of these corners. These are for spiders, to make sure that any spiders crawling up the walls ultimately get pushed here and pushed down. So that's basically the mob farm, and then the range collector sits here to gather all the mob drops, obviously. So let's do this. Let's actually put all of this stuff in here, and let me just grab out a lot of this junk that we don't want. What's this bow? Power 2? Whatever. And then we can just toss, like, all of this stuff away. And what we need to do, ultimately, is set up a system for all this stuff. Because otherwise, we're just going to end up with so much junk that we don't want. That it's just going to be ridiculous. And I think we'll probably add arrows to that list as well, because I can't imagine needing more arrows than this over, like, the entire course of this series. So let's pop back up. Oh, that's so nice to be able to just do it that way. And then let's see if we can kind of do some fancy stuff here. So first of all, let's put all this stuff away. I've still got a couple of extra bows that I can just toss out into the void, because I don't care. There we go. And then here's what I think we're going to do. We're going to go filter. And we'll need a filter. So let's see here. Basic filter, paper, iron nuggets, glass, iron. Okay, so grab a couple of those. Glass, iron ingots, and then I just need 1 piece of paper. And I can use sawdust to get paper, and I've actually got a bunch of sawdust. Somewhere. I'm not entirely sure where I have it, though. Ah, there it is. Grab that. Grab this. And let's just make some paper. Okay. So there's that. And then we can make a basic filter. And then we can use a single electrum ingot to upgrade that to a reinforced filter, which has essentially more slots for storage. And then last, we need to make ourselves a trash can. So for that, we need cobblestone, smooth stone, and a single chest. So the plan is we're going to go here. We'll put an item duct here. And then here, we'll put a filter. And we want to say, let's see, I do want bones. I can do 9 items altogether. So let's just clear like a little spot over here. We want gunpowder, bones, ender pearls for sure. Might as well take this experience. You can use this to eat, to munch on a whole stack at once. We got bones, solidified experience, string. What else do we actually want from here? I mean, I suppose zombie flesh? Maybe we can find a use for it of some sort? I mean, that's the big ones. Those 6 are the big ones for sure. Because we already have glowstone and redstone by other means that are much faster. So I'm not really that worried about those. We do have carrots now, which is something we didn't have before. I guess spider eyes and feathers. What would chicken jockeys? They would come from chicken jockeys. Okay. Yeah, I think maybe we just leave it at that. We just say like these are the things I want. Everything else goes away. So we just put all of that into here. And then basically everything else will get sent straight to the trash can. At least that's the idea. And then I can come and kind of clear this out here at my own leisure. But this thing is now working. And as long as I'm, you know, more than 16 blocks away so that stuff can spawn inside it, it seems to be pretty quick. So I'm very happy about this. Let me get my inventory all sorted out. I'll be back in just a minute. All right, guys, I am back. Inventory's all sorted out. We're good to go. Also, I'm sure some of you noticed it. I did remember to change this to whitelist. So it's letting these items in, and everything else is going to the trash. So I did catch that. But anyway, let's get back to working on refined storage a little bit. Well, we've been working on the mob farm. We've got plenty of this silicon that's appeared over here. I've got some printed silicon and stuff now. So if we're going to make a crafting grid, we're going to need a few things. Let's see. We need the actual grid itself. Is that regular stone? Okay, so not cobblestone, but regular stone. Got it. That's fine. So we'll grab this. We'll grab these. We'll grab some iron, some gold, some diamonds, some redstone. Probably going to need some glass as well. Oh, and some glowstone. And I think that will be everything. I'm pretty sure. The other thing, yes, don't worry, guys. I will lock the drawer. I know. I've just been waiting to make the drawer controller so that I can just do that. And now they're all locked at once. And in some ways, it's kind of nice to not have them locked because then I know like I'm dealing with the last of my resources of a certain type if I pull it all out of there. But anyway, so going back to the crafting grid, let's just type in crafting grid. Okay, so we need to make a regular grid first. That means we need to make a single machine chassis. So that's easy. Then we need 2 improved processors, and those are made by putting gold in here, I believe. I need to get some speed upgrades on this thing, like, quick. Very, very soon. Come on. There we go. So there's those. And 2 of these. And that will make our gold, or our improved processors. Then we need a destruction core and a construction core, and that'll make the grid itself. So basically, once this part's done, we actually don't have that much more to do. We just need to do some iron and a diamond. And then I think we'll basically be good to make a crafting grid. So we'll do that. 2 iron. I also need a crafting table. Oh, I thought I saw a creeper for a second. I was about to lose it. It was going to be terrible. Anyway, do that. Do this. This one will turn into diamond. Is this thing? Yeah, it's fully powered. We're good. And then we need to go here, here. This will make the advanced processor right here that we need to make the grid. Very, very slowly, but it'll get there. This thing will go much faster once we get some speed upgrades going. So I think that's probably going to be our next like major thing is making those speed upgrades. And then we'll get this turning in making the making the basic processors, which are essentially the iron ones. So there's one. Combine that with a piece of glowstone dust. And then the other one... Oh. The other one is combined with one piece of nether quartz. I suppose... Oh, nope. I happen to have one right here. Good. Okay. So then we combine all that. And then we can use this stuff to make the grid. And then we toss the crafting table, the grid, and the advanced processor in here. And that makes the crafting grid, which is what we need to complete that one quest. So, I'd say today was a fairly productive episode. We got a lot done. We got the new mob farm made. And then we also got the crafting grid created for our next quest. We're going to want to get into refined storage far more in future episodes, probably in like the next episode. Although maybe I'll want to make a sugarcane farm first so we can get speed upgrades like crazy. But let's toss that in here. This thing should turn green, and then it should give us mushrooms and platinum, I believe. Perhaps. Oh, there we go. That's what we're looking for. Awesome. So that's all done as well. Guys, I think that is going to do it for today's episode because I am out of time for this one. So my friends, if you enjoyed the video, you know what to do. Links in the description below, so check that out as well. Otherwise, my friends, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.